you guys again tonight. We're going to make this a little more of a core class than usual. So I want to try something a little different. I had somebody that told me to rotate my screen, so I'm going to rotate and just ask you if you can see that okay. So if somebody could write me back and just let me know maybe. Is that better for you guys to see? Can somebody write me back? I don't want you having to twist your neck to watch the class. But if somebody could just comment maybe and let me know. You are sideways. That's what I thought. Okay. Yeah, somebody told me that they'd much rather that I turn it. But yeah, I was kind of afraid of that it was going to be sideways and you wouldn't be able to see as well. So anyway, okay. Hopefully you guys can all see me well now then. We'll go ahead and start class again. Going to try to make this a little more of a core workout. So hopefully you like that. Tried to let you know earlier through Facebook that we'd be doing that. So, all right, but we want to start off coming to that comfortable place, whatever that place may be for you. So I want you to find a comfortable position. And maybe it's sitting here in Sukhasana with your legs crossed. If that's not comfortable, you can always modify. So you can bring one leg back if that's better. Somehow find a way to find comfort. Maybe it's lying down with your knees up. But this is your time. This is your practice. So find a place where you can be still for a few minutes. Where you can take a breath. Where you can start to draw inward. Leaving the rest of the day behind. And I want you to start off with a little bit of Nadi Sudhi breath. If you're not familiar with Nadi Sudhi breath, it's a type of pranayama or meditation breathing or a breathing technique that is good for meditation. And basically what I want you to do is bring your right hand in front of your face. And I want you to take your second and third finger and then just gently press the tip of the finger towards the palm of the hand, leaving your thumb, your ring finger, and your pinky. And just close your eyes. Just start to gently bring your awareness to your breath, allowing your breath to flow in and out naturally. Nothing forced. Nothing changed. Just allow the breath to flow as it wishes. Now the next time you breathe in, I want you to gently close off your right nair with your thumb. Breathing in, and then release that breath back out through the left nair. Breathe back in through the left nair. Close off the left nair with the ring finger. Breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Close it off. Breathe out through the left. Breathe back in through the left. Close it off. Breathe out through the right. Breathing back in through the right. Closing it off. Breathing out through the left. Breathing back in. And then continue that pattern to close off, breathe out through one nair. Breathe back in through that nair. Close it off, breathe out, and in through the opposite nair. Continue. next time you come to breathe out through the right, gently breathe out. And then maybe feeling the need to gently wipe the nares, as this does help to cleanse and clear the sinuses. Nadi Sudhi breath, such a great way to balance the brain. A lot of us use one side or another. So with that type of pranayama, breathing, we learn to balance using both sides. Take another few moments just to be still. Now take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, let go of all those things that you came to this practice with. Cares, concerns, anxiety, worry, stress, fatigue. Let them all release from the body, allowing this time to be a time that's for you. A time that's just to concentrate on this wonderful person that you are. Every part of you, your thoughts, what you're thinking, your emotions, what you're feeling, your body, how it feels. And all of that without judgment, without competition. Just coming to this place where you can be you. Where you can be you and be happy and content with that. Take your next deep breath in. Allow your face to climb skyward. Start to feel the stretch in the anterior portion of the throat. Maybe draw the chin a little closer to the nose, stretching a little deeper through the throat here. Releasing, allowing the face to totally relax. The lines in the forehead, the muscles around the eyes, any clenching, tightness, or tension in the cheek, the jaw, around the chin, the teeth. All of that just releasing, finding comfort, finding relaxation. Take another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, allow your chin to float down to your chest. Remember, the bend here is in the neck, so the body stays long and tall. The chin draws close to the chest. The chin starts to float from side to side, that half moon sway back and forth. Maybe the head starts to rotate in one large circle, one way several times. And then the other. Breathe. Allow the chin to float over the right collarbone and stay there. Maybe lift the chin up, tilting the head back, stretching deeper through the left side of the neck. Pay attention to tension, so make sure that you're allowing the face to relax, the hips, the knees to release any tightness, the shoulders to move away from the ears. The chin lifts and rolls over to the opposite side, just resting over the collarbone, breathing. Lifting the chin up once again, tilting the head back. Feeling the stretch now a little deeper down the right side of the neck. the chin back down. Drawing the arms back behind you, shoulder blades reaching towards one another. Lifting through your heart, drawing your navel back to your spine, maybe lifting the face skyward if that's available to you tonight. And release. Draw your hands to heart center. Set your intention for your class today. Maybe it's one just to enjoy this practice. Just to enjoy it. Don't ever push yourself to a point of pain or strain, but especially tonight, don't have competition, not even with yourself. Notice the things you can do and be appreciative. Notice the things you can't do and be content. Let this be a relaxing, enjoyable practice. The more we practice this, the more we'll know and be able to enjoy every part of life. Take a deep breath in. And release that breath. Nice. So, keeping your hips forward, bringing your arms skyward. Always remember, reaching with fingers, softening through shoulders. Just because we stretch doesn't mean we need to strain. We release any tension in our hips and knees here. And when we twist from the upper thoracic spine, so from the rib cage up. We turn into the right, into our Ardha Matsyendrasana, half spinal twist. Drawing that right shoulder back, stretching that pectoralis minor here. Remember, we don't want to cause any strain or pain. Maybe I come a little further here, taking that right arm and tucking it down into the left inner thigh. Maybe not. And release, lifting the arms back skyward. Same thing now to the opposite side. Bringing that left arm back behind me, reaching over with the right. Relaxing through that right knee. So maybe you're noticing where that right knee wants to lift up and come into this. Make sure you relax that down. So always pay attention to tension. Maybe tuck that arm into the right inner thigh, deepening through that stretch here. Breathe. Remember how important the breath is in everything we do, really, but especially in our practice. It really aids us to flow from one posture to the other. So breathe. Notice your breath. And pay attention when you start to concentrate maybe a little too much, or you leave the present moment. And when you notice that you're holding your breath, take a good deep breath and let it continue to flow. Now release. Bring the left arm out to the left, the right to the right, pressing down the third finger, lifting through the heart here. Maybe bringing your gaze skyward, maybe not. Feel the navel naturally draw back. Release any tension in your hips and knees. Lengthening through the arms. Reaching the right arm over. And the left. Nice. Finding your way to look like a table. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. So remember, this weight bearing is a good thing as long as it feels good to you. If you have issues with your wrists, you can always make a fist. Or you can always come down to your forearms if that's available to you. But remember, when you are putting weight, especially into the hands like this, you want the shoulder over top of the wrist, over top of the elbow, over top of the wrist. So joint on top of joint. So we want that weight distributed evenly and so that it goes where it needs to and it's not compromising any one or another joint. So I want to really push into the hands, but I want to make sure the shoulders are right on top. And I want to tighten through the core. And I relax through my head and neck here. My back is long, but my core is nice and tight. I want to lift into my cow, pressing the navel down to the floor. Feeling the stretch from the navel up into the chest. And then the opposite. Roll through the back. Lift the back up as if someone were picking you up and letting you just fall naturally into that U shape. Your cat. Then bring the breath in. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhaling, cat. You can always make this a little more mobile if you wish by bending the arms. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Release those hips down onto the heels. Stretch the arms forward. This is your child's pose, Balasana. Remember, this is the place that we honor the body. So if at any time you feel like you're being pushed or you need some rest, come here. Come here. So open the fingers nice and wide. The hands always need a nice stretch as well as everything else. Let the thumbs look towards one another. Plant the palms onto the mat. Lengthen through the arms and back. Tighten through the core. Press the tailbone down. Release the forehead to the mat. Your extended child's pose. If you choose, you can always release your arms and bring your hands back to your heels, coming to your full child's pose. Nice. Now bring the arms back out into your extended child's pose. Walk the fingers out so you get that nice lengthening of the arms in the back. And then lift back up into your table. Now we're going to work the core a bit here. Now remember, you can always modify. If you can though, I want you to come up onto the balls of your feet. So step your feet forward just a little bit. Make sure the shoulders stay over the hands. And then lift the knees up. They don't have to be much. Just a little bit off the mat makes you work against that body weight. Now if that's too much, you can keep the knees down and just contract to the core as tight as you can. But if you can, even for a few seconds, even if you need to set down after a while, the knees, that's fine. But try to work against body weight here. We're creating tension. We're building strength. Now I want you to rock back into your puppy, a low down dog. So I'm pressing the buttocks back. I'm lengthening through the back, bending through the knees. Come back forward, hover, or set down. Breathe. Rock back, puppy. Push against the ball of feet. Lengthen through the arms, lengthen through the back. Really push into the balls of the feet so that you feel the gluteus activate. The quadriceps start to activate as well. Come forward, hover. Rock back. Puppy. Should be noticing your legs and the muscles that you're using now. Again, hover. And rock back. Puppy. Nice. Ease back into your child's pose. Rest for a moment. Breathe. Now from your child's pose, I want you to lift your sit bones up, curl your toes under, push into the balls of your feet. And you're creating that upside down V, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So, I'm lengthening through my legs, but if I need a slight bend in the knees, I can. I'm pressing my heels towards the floor, but they don't have to touch the floor. My hips are lifted, I'm pressing into the hands. My weight is in my hands, so I'm pushing like I'm trying to push away the top of the mat. So that resistance felt as you lift and press in different directions, you should feel that in the core. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now flow forward to your plank. Remember, in your plank, you can be in a full plank, or you can set your knees down, crisscrossing through the ankles. You choose. Keep a tight core. Lift back. downward facing dog. Again, flow forward. Plank, half or full. Then lift. Down dog. Bring the breath into play. Inhale, your down dog. Exhale, your plank. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, plank. One more. Inhale, down dog. Exhaling, plank. Nice. Now I want you to set your left knee down. Let your left foot flare out to the back. Bring your hands in and reach skyward with the right arm. You're in your half side plank here. Now I'm going to take my right arm and extend it over and start to feel that stretch in the right oblique. If you can, lift the right leg up. We're going to work the core a bit here. I want you to really tighten through the core as you draw the elbow to the knee. Crunch and extend. Crunch, hold. Really contract your core. Extend, lengthen. Crunch and extend. Once again, crunch and extend. Now you can stay there or you can challenge with me. Maybe bringing the leg to the arm. Center and extend. Again, slow and controlled. Center and extend. Lengthen. Feel the stretch all the way down the side. Together and extend. One more. Together and extend. Nice. Bring that arm back skyward. Bend through that back leg if you can. Reach back for the foot. Can you grab onto that foot? Like a tiger bow here, but on the side. Creating resistance, pulling in the hand, pushing away with the foot. Breathe. And release. Same thing on the opposite side. Now I'm on my right knee, my right hand directly underneath my right shoulder. I extend through the opposite leg, lifting that arm skyward. If I can, I'm going to lift that leg up. Now I'm working against body weight, so I took weight off. Even though it wasn't much weight on the floor, we took it off and we feel the difference. Our core tightened. Extend that arm over the head. Feel the stretch occur down the oblique. Relax your head and neck. Then start your crunches. Draw in, contract. Extend, lengthen. Really reaching out. Remember what we said earlier, when we're reaching in different directions, we feel that resistance in the core. So I want you to reach in different directions so that you really feel that stretch down the oblique in the abdomen. Extend. In. And extend. Check your form. Make sure that right hand is directly underneath the right shoulder. Take your time. Don't rush. The slower you move, the more you're having to hold and fatigue that muscle. It's a good thing. Now, either stay there or follow me to lengthen through the leg. Touch and back out. Again, I'm contracting through the core, a tight crunch, and extend, a stretch. Contract, extend. Contract. You've already noticed you're having to use balance here. So whenever we balance, we're really using the core. Contract and extend. Nice. Bring the arm back up. Breathe. Nice. Releasing back down to your tabletop. Once again, if you can, curl through your toes, lift your knees up. Making sure shoulders are right over top of your hands. Rock back, puppy. Push against the balls of the feet. Tighten through your core. Relax through your head and neck. Come back to hover. And back. Remember, if it's too much to hover over those knees, set them down and tighten and contract through your core as much as you can. Contract. Hold. Again. Push. And back. Once more. A tight contraction in the core while lengthening, stretching through the back. And hover. Ease down your child's pose. Stretch. Child's pose. Balasana. Remember, you don't need me to take you here. You can come here anytime you need to. Okay, so from your child's pose, I want you to lift the hips up, curl the toes under, coming back to your downward facing dog. Walk your hands back to your feet, finding yourself in your forward fold, Uttanasana, forward fold. Just as it states, you're folding forward, body, upper body over lower body, and you're using your body weight to stretch. So my upper body weight pressing down, just relaxing down. That weight is helping me stretch from the gluteus all the way down to the heel. If you can, raise one arm up. Bring the opposite hand underneath the face. Maybe gaze up to that arm that's skyward. If you can now, bend through that knee. Keep the arm, keep the leg that's underneath the arm that's lifted. Keep that nice and straight, bending through the opposite knee. Noticing how your core needs to tighten because you've released weight. Nice. Releasing the right arm down. Uttanasana, forward fold. Same thing now to the opposite side. So now the opposite arm underneath the face and the other skyward. Maybe bringing your gaze to that arm towards the sky. Keeping that same leg long, bending through the opposite. Notice how your core naturally tightens. You should feel this from the gluteus all the way down the leg. Breathe. Really release your upper body weight, so let your chest press to that upper thigh. Releasing that arm back down. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Your slow reverse swan dive lifts you up. Bring your hands to heart center. What is it that you're thinking about? What's on your mind? Without trying to manipulate, without trying to analyze. Just listen, just understand, just observe. Come to the top of your mat. Pay attention to your breath. Deep breath. Inhale up. Exhaling down. Forward fold. Inhale your hands to your shins, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale your hands back down, forward fold. Inhale your left foot back and your right, your downward facing dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, flow forward, plank. Inhale, lift your heart, King Cobra. Exhale. Draw back, plank. Inhale, lift, downward facing dog. Exhale, walk the feet forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, your slow reverse swan dive. Exhale, your hands to heart center. That's a good flow to practice in the morning when you first get up. You know you're not going to have time for any other yoga the rest of the day. That kind of helps you work through all the muscles of the body. It's just a great flow to practice. Okay. Now I want you to bring your feet a little more than hip width apart. And I want you to start to settle down into your squat. Uttanasana, chair pose, just like I'm sitting in a chair. Now remember, I'm not leaning forward. If I lean too much forward, I'm going to jet those knees out past the feet. I don't want that. So I want to press the buttocks back and down to keep my knees aligned right over top of the foot. We want a 90-degree angle. So I'm going to lift my heart. And depending on how much you want to work, open those legs up a little bit if you want to work a little more on the inner thighs as well. I want you to come down as much as you can. You want to challenge yourself, but you don't want to cause yourself any strain. So I want you to press the buttocks down. Let the buttocks be the driver as I come down to my squat. Tapping the floor or coming close to it, then come back up. Again, come down, come back up. Now again, I'm pushing the buttocks down. That's what's helping me bend the knees and come straight down. I'm not leaning over to come down. Remember, I'm coming straight down. Press the buttocks towards the floor. Now, maybe we stay here. Maybe we add on. Coming down, and then lifting up. Come down. Burning a little, and up. Down, and up. Let's see if we can challenge. Down, and step together. Squat. Back, and up. Again, down, and step together. Open, and lift. Again, down, step together. Woo, should be noticing those quads. Down, and up. Last one. Down, step together. Open, and down. Hold right here. Ooh, should be feeling that. All right, now I want you to step together. Now take the left or the right foot forward. Step back with the left. Now you want 90-degree angles in both. I want you to be pressing against the back ball of the foot. Press into the whole front foot. Now I want you to really use your core here. If it's too much to have the arms all the way up, you can have them here at heart center. But I want you to contract your core as tight as you can and come forward. A tight contraction, slightly round in the back. When you come up, dip that knee down. Contract, dip down. Contract. If it makes you think a little more about contracting by drawing the arms back, you can do that, whatever's best for you. But I want you to tighten the core. When you come forward, you're not leaning past that leg. You're keeping the knee on top of the foot. You're just tightening and coming up. Again, tight and up. And maybe we add on. Maybe we step together, tap the foot, and come back. Step together, contract, and back. Again, tight and back. Now you should be feeling this in your legs just as much as your core, especially when you come forward and you tap that foot. You're taking weight off, so you're creating tension in the opposite leg. And back. Last one. Forward and back. Step together. Uttanasana, chair pose. You should feel your legs, your core should be a little tight as well. Step forward with the left. Bend down with the right. Contract, tight core, lift up. Contract. Dip down. Contract. Tighten, tight as you can. Press down. Contract. Maybe you've already noticed your breath rate's got a little more rapid. Your heart rate's come up a little. You're using big muscle groups here. Couple more. Contract. And up. Maybe add on here. Come forward, contract. Come back, dip down. Come forward, contract, tap that foot. Less weight you put in that, the more your core's got to work to balance you. Contract. Dip down. Contract. Dip down. Whew, a few more. Hopefully you're feeling this a little bit in a good way. One more. Contract. And down. Uttanasana. Chair pose. Nice. Take that left foot behind the right. Bend through your knees. Nice. Now, maybe you can drive that knee down and come down a little more. Feeling that right gluteus work. Keeping the knee on top of the foot. Maybe you can challenge. Drop the hands. And come up. Drop the hands. Bend the knee. Keeping the knee right underneath the hip in the back. That's your driver, the knee. Down. Tight core, come down. Drive with the knee. Again, contract that core. Woo, one more. I know you're loving these. I hate that I can't see your faces like I usually do when we're in class. But I know you're smiling. I know you love them. Right leg behind the left. Take a rest if you need to. Stretch those legs out. Maybe you're here. Maybe you can come down. Remember, as I come down, I'm driving with the knee. I'm not leaning forward. I'm driving down with the knee. So I'm keeping my heart lifted as much as possible. Maybe I can challenge. Coming down and up. Drive with the knee. Down and up. Ooh. Down and up. The room should be getting a little warmer where you are. And up. Should be feeling the tension, maybe even a little quivering in the legs. Tighten that core when you come down. Bend through that knee so that you have weight off, so that your core is helping you balance. One more. Down. And up. Nice job. Come all the way up. Stretch, full body stretch here. Reaching to the right. And to the left. Nice. Sun salutations. Now remember, modify as needed. This is not a competition. Take a deep breath in and out. Ground yourself. We always ground for a moment. It's a good practice for us to just stand still for a moment, maybe even close the eyes, and draw your attention to your thoughts and your feelings and your breath. It's a good practice, a good reminder for us to do that all during our day. Bring the arms skyward. Swan dive down. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Bring your hands to your shins, Ardha Uttanasana, and press them back down. It's your left knee that comes into your chest and extends behind you in your runner's lunge. Remember your runner's lunge. 90-degree angle, knee on top of foot. So, I want to really push into that foot. I want to lengthen through the back leg. And I take my left hand right beside my right foot, and I bring my right hand to my hip, and skyward if I can, into my twist, my revolved twist. So I'm extending through that back leg, pressing through the heel. My core is tight. My head and neck is relaxed. Now, if I choose, I can stay right here. If I want to challenge, I can drop that arm down, bring that right foot back, come into my full side plank. Extend that arm over. Reach. Feeling that stretch in the core. Releasing that right arm back down. Now, whether you need to set your knees down or not, find your way to your forearm plank. So in my forearm plank, my elbows fall right underneath my shoulders. I level out through the body. If that's not possible, set your knees down. Be here in your half forearm plank. And if you're working on this forearm plank, every once in a while lift one knee up. Keep one knee down and every once in a while lift it up. Otherwise, hold here in your forearm plank. Try to be as level as you can with the body. If you want to challenge here, take your right arm to your left elbow and rotate in your half forearm plank. So my right elbow is underneath my right shoulder. If this is too much, I can set that hip down and make it more of a stretch in the oblique. But if I can, I'm going to strengthen that core. Extend the arm over. Bring the arm back down. Release the legs down to the mat. Lift the heart. Sphinx pose. Breathe. Stretching through the core. Making sure my elbows are under my shoulders. I want to marry my hands together. And I want to curl through my toes and lift up the hips. Walk my toes forward until I can extend those hips up into the sky. My weight is into my forearms. I'm in my dolphin pose. I can be here, resting on my forearms, no strain on my shoulders. Or I can challenge. Bend through the knees, press against the balls of the feet. And lift. Bend. And lift. Bend. Tight core. Push against the balls of the feet. Lift. Press the heels down. One more. Bend. And lift. Walk those feet back out. Find your way back into your forearm plank. Maybe you can take your left arm now to your right elbow and lift your right arm into your half side plank, forearm side plank. Remember, I can set my hip down if I need to and make this more of a stretch, or I can work all the way to my forearm, my shoulders feeling no strain whatsoever. Release back down. Ease back into your Sphinx pose. And then stretching through the core and the back here, I'm going to release my hands to fall underneath my shoulders. And I'm going to bend through my knees. And then I'm going to reach back for them. Maybe I'm just reaching, maybe I grab the heels, maybe I can grab onto the feet, coming to my bow pose. So in bow pose, this is a back strengthener, but what a great stretch up the trunk of the body. You're lifting your heart. You're creating resistance by pushing the feet away, but pulling them in at the same time. Dhanurasana, bow pose. Don't hold your breath. Breathe. Maybe you stay here, maybe you extend the legs out, the arms forward into your Superman. Hands under shoulders, feet come together, elbows graze the body. As you push into your hands to your plank, lift to your downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Nice, now take the left leg up, because remember we always finish with the leg we start with. So the left leg lifts, the left knee comes in, and it steps forward. And then I find my 90-degree angle. I'm in my lunge. I'm putting weight into that front foot. I'm lengthening through the back leg. And my core is tight. My right hand beside my left foot. My left hand to my hip. Maybe I stay right there. Maybe that feels good just to rest that arm on my back. But maybe I can raise that arm up. Relaxing through the head. My revolved twist. Breathe. Remember, if I wanted to challenge, I'd bring that arm down, bring that foot back, and come into my side plank now on the side, on the opposite side. Always making sure joint on top of joint. No strain in the shoulder. And release. Lift back into your downward facing dog. Walks forward, walking forward with your feet to your hands in your Uttanasana, forward fold. My core is tight. My head is relaxed down. Upper body pressing towards lower body. And then my slow reverse swan dive brings me up. And my hands marry the heart center. What are you thinking about? Go to the top of your mat. Another sun salutation on the opposite side. Bring the arms skyward. Swan dive down. Uttanasana, forward fold. Now I want you to take your right knee into your chest and extend your right leg behind you. You're in your lunge again, always finding that 90-degree angle. Relaxing through your head and neck. Make sure your hands are under your shoulders. I want you to step back with your left foot to your right into your down dog. And then take that right leg and climb it skyward. Now we're going to work the core a bit. You can step that left foot in a tad if you need to. Press through the left heel. Remember, it doesn't have to touch the floor. I want you to work your core here by slowly bringing that right leg down and tapping the mat. Just a tap. Hold for a moment and then lift. Now come down to your plank, whether you settle that leg down or you hold it up into a one-legged plank. Again, drive that leg up. Use your core, tight core here as you tap the foot. Feel that core tighten. Lift it up. Lower to a one-legged plank. And come back. Now maybe I can challenge. Maybe I want to stay right there. Maybe I need to set that left knee down. But maybe I want to challenge. When you come to your one-legged plank, drive the knee to the elbow and back. Again, one-legged plank, knee to elbow and back. And lower. Come forward, plank. Lift. King Cobra. Look to the right. Ease slowly to the mat. Baby Cobra. Bhujang Asana. Baby Cobra. See if you can extend your right leg out. Maybe you just barely lifted it up, but maybe you can start to extend it out to the right. A little or a little more. You're going to notice that core tighten. Lifting through the heart, never to the point where it strains the back. You want to feel strong in your core and your back. Maybe you can extend the same arm out. Really working the core. Notice how the core tightened. It might have lifted a tad up off the mat. Head and neck is relaxed. Keep breathing. Draw back in. Nice. Push up to your plank. Lift up to your down dog. Nice. Flowing forward again. Plank. King Cobra. Ease to your baby Cobra. Bhujang Asana. Maybe staying here. Maybe lifting the left leg a tad. Maybe starting to extend it out. Hold, but don't hold your breath. Maybe extend out that same arm. Notice your core. Ease back. Baby Cobra. Bhujang Asana. Nice. Curl through your toes. Either push to your knees, to your half plank, or all the way up into your full lift to your down dog. Now we work the opposite side. First, lift the right leg and bring the right knee in and step the right foot forward. Lift and place. That great stretch in that lunge. Lunges are so great. Push into that front foot, create tension. Find your 90-degree, lengthen through that leg, stretching that hip flexor. Make sure the hands are under the shoulders as you step back with the right foot. And you're lifting now through the left. Remember, this is not a competition, so I'm not worried about how high you're lifting that leg. Just lift it up and press down into the right heel. And then I want you to tighten through your core, lengthen through the leg, and tap the toe. So it's like you're trying to bring the toe in as close as you can, but barely grazing the mat. Lift up. Again, tap. Tight core. Lift up. Maybe this time you can come to your plank, one-legged. Maybe you need to set the foot down. Lift back, three-legged dog. Again, lower, one-legged plank. Lift, three-legged dog. Maybe this time you can add on. When you come to your one-legged plank, draw that left knee into the left elbow. And back. Again, once more. And back. Nice. Release that left leg down. Your downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Walk your feet to your hands. Uttanasana. Forward fold. Your slow reverse swan dive. Your hands to heart center. Take a breath. Maybe your breath is a little more rapid. We're really working here. Working a little bit more tonight. Balance. So remember, I can find a wall, I can find a chair, whatever you need. Now I want you to work with me here a little bit. So, if your balance isn't that great, And that's like we talked about last night. There's a lot of variables. Sometimes it's off from 1 hour to the next. So if you notice today that you're balancing that great, or if you just know that you're working on balance, make your gait a little wider. So I want you to step out with your left foot. If you can though, I want you to start to come in with that foot. Now, you're not leaning the body forward, so the front part of my body is not leaning. I'm keeping my body upright. I'm keeping joint on top of joint. So that's making me really use my core. My core is drawing in. If I can, I want to take that foot and put it directly in front of the other, like you're balancing on a balance beam. Now you might notice your core a little more. I want you to push into both feet. Lengthen through the legs as if you're trying to raise from the hips up from the floor. So feel the chest lift, feel the core stretch, feel the navel draw in. Now, I want you to shift forward, but with the whole body. So shift the whole body forward. So in other words, I'm not leaning forward with the chest. I'm shifting my weight forward. You should notice the top of your right leg, your quad, and maybe it's a little more challenging now to balance. It should be. Now I want you to start slowly to lift off the back heel. Again, I'm not leaning forward with my chest. I'm staying upright. So now I feel a little more of a stretch. My core's still tight. I shifted weight a little more into that front foot. And then I want to lift that leg up and come into my warrior 3. Whether my arms are behind me or in front, Virabhadrasana 3, warrior 3. Relax your head and neck, parallel your body over the floor if you can. And that's a challenge. You're working against body weight. And then whenever you're ready, I want you to slowly come to the floor. Drop the hands down slowly because you're creating tension in that leg you're standing on. Stretch through the leg, really press into that foot. Allow the upper body to fold over the lower body. So lengthen through the back, press the chest to the upper thigh, raise through the back leg. Now here's where we can practice a strength move. You're going to work against all your body weight here, if you choose, to lift the body back up into your warrior 3. That's not an easy thing to do because you're lifting all your body weight back up. And then all the way up without setting the leg down till you come all the way up. Nice. Same thing on the opposite side. Balance work is not easy. It takes a lot of strength, takes a lot of focus, takes a lot of flexibility. It's so beneficial. We have to practice. We have to, so that the body and the mind has a new norm, so that we don't feel awkward when we go to balance in doing something in our everyday life. So I want you to take that opposite foot, your right foot out. Remember, I can have it out and do all this, but if I can, I want to start working it in. And I want you to start out to the side because I want you to notice how much different it is when we are directly one in front of the other. Big difference. Now I want you to start to lift through your heart. Lengthen through the body. Press into both feet. But at the same time, lift from your rib cage up, or really the hips up. So I want you to feel that lifting. Now remember, shift, but with the whole body. So just lift the heel off first. Just that little bit of a difference makes a big difference in balance. So we notice that we have to adapt quickly. You need to start paying attention to shifting weight, the muscles we use, and how important it is to pay attention to what we're doing. All right, I'm making my core nice and tight. Now I'm coming forward so much that I lift the leg off the floor. So maybe my toes are barely on the floor. And then I start to fold forward. Fold from the hinge of the legs. So come on down, lift that leg up, your warrior 3. Now I want your pelvic bones to be focused to the floor here. So don't turn the hip out like we're coming into our half moon. Keep the pelvic bones to the floor. Level and parallel the body over the floor. Relax your head and neck. It's your warrior 3. Virabhadrasana 3. And then when you can, and if you're ready, release the hands down to the floor. Come to your standing split. Lengthen through the leg, lift through the opposite. Release the head down, but don't round through the back. Keep the back long. Press the chest over the upper thigh. Push the weight into that foot that you're standing on. Really push weight into it. Feel the tension from the gluteus all the way down. Now, it's here that you can challenge. Lifting into that warrior 3. And that's a tough thing to do. Really pulls on the muscles in that back leg. Makes you work against your body weight. And then, of course, when you lift all the way up without setting that foot down. That takes practice. Some days it's good, some days it's not. Just like balance, you know? So be easy on yourself. Enjoy this practice. No one's checking you off. Especially now, you're at home by yourself. I wouldn't be, even if I wanted to, I wouldn't be able to check you off. So remember, this is your practice. This is your time. So enjoy it. We need to practice that so that we can start enjoying life instead of worrying about every little thing. Let's wind her down. Bring the arms skyward. Swan diving down. Uttanasana, forward fold. Bring your hands to your shins, Ardha Uttanasana. Press your hands back down. Forward fold. Set one knee down and the other. Release the legs out from underneath you. Nice. So working that core a little bit. So first, I want you to take your hands behind you, underneath your shoulders. So stack your joints. And I want you to lift your feet just barely off the floor. I want you to keep your core tight and lean the knees to one side. So you're rotating onto one hip. My core is tight. I'm holding. And then I come back. And to the opposite. Core is tight. And back. Maybe I can challenge. Come here, extend out, back, and center. Now if this is too much, keep your toes on the floor, and then just extend one leg. Come back, and center. But I have a tight core, a nice contraction here. Core, tight, extend, in, and back. Again. To the side, maybe extend, back, and center. Can we do one more set? To the side, extend, back, and center. Nice contraction here. Draw those knees to the chest, to the side, extend. It's like a side boat pose. And to the center. Nice job. Speaking of boat pose, can we end with that? Bring one leg out and the other. If you needed to keep those arms back behind you, you could. Or you could come to your boat and your crunch. Your boat and your crunch. Your boat and your crunch. Last one, your boat and your crunch. Nice. Set the feet down, push, or pull I should say, the chest up to the upper thigh. Bring your chin down into your collarbone. Lift up on the opposite side. Nice. And release. Now bring your feet together. Let your knees flare out. If this is too much, keep your feet out a little bit, but if you can, pull them in. Grab onto the feet if you can. Opening up here, stretching through your inner thighs. Lifting through your heart, drawing the navel back to the spine, your cobbler pose or butterfly. Breathe. extend that left leg out, keeping the right knee, excuse me, the opposite. Keep that left knee in, extend the right leg out. Oh, but I always want to do that because of the way we're manipulating the inside of the body. So always remember it's the right leg out when you come into Janu Sirsasana. You want to do that first because we want to keep things moving in the right direction. So we lift the arms up and we fold forward. So the upper body folding over the lower body. The core tightens, chest presses to upper thigh. Now, does my chest have to come all the way down? No. But I want to think of pressing the chest to the upper thigh more than rounding the back and bringing my nose to my knee. So I'd rather keep my back long and not come anywhere close to the leg than to round it and compromise the spine here. Now notice when you're doing that, when you're lengthening through the back, your core is contracting. So you're drawing the navel back to the spine, you're getting a great stretch in the back. Janu Sirsasana. Nice. So yes, always remember the first one you come into in Janu Sirsasana, the first side, the right leg should be out first. So now I'm going to pull my right foot in and extend my left leg out. Same thing, just the opposite side. So I extend that leg out, I flex through the foot, I bring the arms skyward, and then I come down, folding the body over, hinging from that crease in the leg. Tight core, relaxed head and neck. Janu Sirsasana. Nice. Now lift back up. And then this time extend both legs out. This is your Paschimottanasana, much like Uttanasana. So when we're standing and we just fold over onto the floor, this is our Uttanasana, forward fold. But on the floor, we call this Paschimottanasana. Same thing, thinking of pressing the chest to the upper thigh, relaxing through the head. Back is long, so I'm thinking of pressing my chest to my upper thigh more than I am rounding the back and thinking of nose to knee. So keep that back long. And remember, be patient with stretching. So get to a point where you feel a good stretch and hold. Take some good long breaths. And then when you feel good and warm and comfortable in that position, take a deep breath. And as you release that breath, try to come just a little bit more down. Never to a point of pain or strain, but muscles do have memory, so if we come just a little bit more, then the next time they'll remember that, and that's where we increase that flexibility. Okay, take a deep breath in and lift up. And then release the arms down. Now, the way you come down is totally up to you. So from here, I could really challenge by tightening through the core, bringing the arms up and slowly coming down one vertebra at a time. If that is way too much for my core, my back, then I can bend my knees and hold on. I can even rock back. So you find the way that's best for you. But to extend the legs and come straight down, one vertebra at a time, just coming down, using the core, using the back. Very much a core strengthener. Slower the better. Then I extend my arms out behind me, my toes out in front of me, my full body stretch. And we know that with the arms above the head, it's okay for that back to lift. It's going to naturally lift up off the floor. Any other time, we want to press that lower back into the mat. Nice. So I want to release my arms down to my side. Take my bent right knee and bring it over to the left. And release my gaze over to the right. That gentle twist, that Ardha Matsyendrasana. Nice. Release back out. Same thing on the opposite side. I bend through my left knee now, and I bring that over to the right, and my gaze is to the left. And release. Extend one leg skyward and then the other, coming into your up the wall pose. Such a great posture. It's actually an inversion. In inversions, we always keep our gaze to the ceiling, and even though this is a mild one, we still never want to compromise that spine, so keep your gaze to the ceiling here. Now, if you can, I want you to work the core. I want you to slowly start to let that left leg just fall out to the left. Now, if that's too much and you need to cradle it a little bit in that left arm until you build some strength there, do it. But if you can work against body weight to get your legs into the nice L position, and stretch that left leg out, then start to flex through both feet, pressing the soles, one up and one out to the side. Now you are working with your core to stay balanced so that you don't fall over to the left here. And what I want you to do is, as slow as you can, I want you to shift to the opposite side. So slow as you can, shift, using your core. So notice how tight your core got to keep you level. And the slower you move, the better. Hold. Once you get to where you can, onto that opposite side, hover that leg over the floor if you can, working against body weight. Such a great way to build muscle. Now shift again. Slow and controlled. Notice your core. It's getting tight and tighter and tighter. And then we hold. Push with the soles of your feet. One more time. Allow those legs to float gently to the right, nice and tight through the core. Don't hold your breath. And to the left. Slow as you can. Don't rush. Take your time. Nice. Now lift the left leg back to the right. Bring those knees into the chest. Give them a hug. Hopefully not your last hug today. Hugs are so important. We're all missing them right now, us extroverts especially. I was talking to somebody else today who's very much an extrovert, and she said the same thing that I was feeling, that we miss hugs. We miss reaching out and having that human contact. Hopefully soon we'll be back to where we can be together. So let's set those feet on the edges of the mat. And let's gently allow the knees to just fall over to the left. You're going to be pressing through your right knee primarily. Your right gluteus and the lower part of the back is going to lift up off the mat. You're stretching through your hip flexor and on up into your oblique. This should feel good. And then the opposite. Lift your knees up, let them shift over to the right now. Press through your left leg. Remember, press that left knee down. Feel that stretch all the way up into the oblique. And back. Nice. Extend. One leg out in front of you and the other. Find your way into Shavasana. Yoga Nidra. Deep relaxation. Many words for one meaning. Rest. Rest. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally. Give yourself the gift of being still, of just being. Notice your body just as it is. As you found rest. As you found that place where your body can just be. Nothing asked of it. No strain. Nothing you have to produce or create. No certain way you have to think or feel. Reminding yourself you're not a human doing, you're a human being. So be and enjoy that. Find times during your day to allow yourself just to be still and recognize how you are, how you feel, what you think. Through these still, quiet moments, you'll find out who you are. And you'll find peace. You'll find contentment. When you're ready, bring movement back in the body. Wiggle, turn, bend, lift. Whatever the body wants to do, let it do it. And then always bring in gratitude. Be grateful to move. When you're ready, rotate onto one side or the other. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, push with the opposite arm and bring yourself up to that seated position. That place where we all started. On the same mat, in the same room, in the same position. But never the same. We're constantly changing. We're constantly becoming something new, a new creation. Let that always remind you that you always have another chance. You are not your past. You can leave all that behind you. You can leave that behind you and learn from it. And you don't have to fear the future. You don't have to worry or stress about what's out there in the future. That's to come, that's to hope for. Where we try to live and where we practice being is right here, right now, in the present. It's a gift. That's why they call it the present. So give yourself that gift. Practice often being still, being quiet, being grateful, finding peace. We always end our practice with that simple salutation, namaste. It simply means the light and life in me, honors and respects the light and life in each of you. Namaste. I'm so grateful for you. And I'm so grateful that we have this avenue to be together, though I can't see you and I miss that terribly. I reach out virtually and give you a virtual hug. I hope all of you are doing well. I hope you're staying safe. And I hope for the time that we can be back together again. Take care. Namaste.